I'm here to talk about the new Netflix series Another Self, which shows the work of systemic family constellations. In the series, they decided to give a different name. They decided to call the expansion of the family of origin, and I suspect that they changed the name because we practitioners, we face always the same problem. As soon as people hear the name constellation, they think it's to do with astrology, stargazing and horoscope, but has got nothing to do with that. It just turns out to be a very badly translated name from German to English, and that's when the famous expression comes in, translator the traitor, because the translator here kind of betrayed Bert Hellinger's true meaning, because in German it's called Family Aufstellung, and its action translation is family positioning and family placement. Because this methodology is all about putting your family system in the right order, putting each family member in the right place, in the right position. So Bert Hellinger, the creator of this work, he discovered something extremely important. He discovered that all family systems are governed by ordering forces that he calls orders of love. And if you apply and follow the orders of love in your life, it brings peace and strength to all family members. That's why it's so important to do family constellation work, because it reveals to you what are the forces that are actually affecting you personally in your life. So the series, it shows these ordering forces in every single story. It shows this out of order dynamic that all families have, because they all inherited trauma from the previous generations. And the beauty of this series is that it brings transgenerational education, which is something we don't talk much. And we don't talk much because it's fairly new. Only recently, epigenetics proved that we can actually inherit trauma from our ancestors. It carries it in the DNA. So in the series, it also shows the book It Didn't Start With You by Wolynn, my teacher. And I was so happy to see his book there, because his teachings are great and his book is really good, because it explains about transgenerational trauma with case study and compelling scientific research. So I highly recommend you to read that. So in the series, it shows the two main protagonists reading his book, and one of the protagonists, Layla, she had an unexplained fear of water. She was always scared that she was going to drown. So she went to do the constellation, and it was revealed that she was carrying trauma from her auntie who drowned and died in the sea. So the whole ritual was done. She honored her auntie's fate. The trauma was given back to her auntie, which it didn't belong to her, it belonged to her auntie, so that was put in order. And then after the constellation, the magic happened. She was able to swim in the sea for the very first time. And I'm just going to give you one spoiler. This is the only spoiler I'm going to give you. All the other stories are just as good as this one. So the work that you see in the series is the traditional work of family constellations. So if you look at our constellations, the skies up there, you see that it's in perfect harmony, in perfect alignment. We don't have planets crashing into one another. And the Earth that we live in spins its orbit in perfect proximity to the Moon. Because if you were too close to the Moon, we would be having high tides, we would be having floods, would be total chaos. And I think that's why Bert Hellinger ended up agreeing with the translated name Family Constellation. Because he believes that the same harmony that we have up there in the skies, we can also have down here in our family system, if we apply the orders of love and putting our family members in order and restoring the order by giving back the fate that does not belong to us back to our ancestors. So you can spin in your own orbit just right, not too close to a family member or not too far away. So you can live your own sacred life, your own sacred path, and not the path and fate of an ancestor. Because what I notice in this work is that our inherited thinking can be sometimes more powerful than our own individual truth. And you're here to be true to yourself, to self-actualize, to become a better version of yourself. So the questions that I use for here are, is this pain mine? Is there a trauma that I could be possibly carrying from an ancestor? So the same way that the title of the book says, it didn't start with you. Ask yourself, is this pain mine? Is this trauma mine? Is this fear explicable? Because if you can't explain this fear, you probably carry something from an ancestor. So ask these questions. Shake your family tree, do your own research, because it will be highly beneficial to you. Watch the series, read the book, It Didn't Start With You, it's a great book, and I'll be ending the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.